Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and this is the new addition to my Knipex stable. This is the 3871-200. It's a 70-degree offset needle nose plier with crosshatch up here, uses a vanadium steel that's oil hardened. And why would I want this? Well, this had been my previous one, and this is a Klein. It works. You can see the tips come together. It's got kind of this funny spacing up here though, and sometimes you like to grab things along the line of the kind of the back end, back 40 of the bent nose needle nose, and this really doesn't allow for that because of the design. They just simply took some of these and I guess ground the inside and then bent them or something. I'm not sure in the manufacturing. But as you can see, those are made in the USA. This is the D302-6. Works great. It's fine plier. But I really wanted something where I had an overall edge along here that could do a little bit more work and was a little bit longer, as you can see. This is 70 degrees. I don't know what this, I guess maybe 60 degrees or something. On this one, and also the profile is a little bit finer. Now, I really like the different needle nose pliers. If I think of them as bird beaks, why isn't there just one kind of bird beak? It's because there's, an infinite number of challenges. So the birds have all evolved to have different kinds of beaks for different things, and especially specialization in food, I guess. So some of these, I really just enjoy. They're just, all of a sudden you start using them. I used these the other day to reach down inside that little slot in the back of a tailgate. Something dropped down in there that I needed out rather than dumping it on the ground. And these were just perfect for sliding down and in. Plus I could see what was going on. Knipex, or Klein, excuse me, makes great, little fine needle nose. I appreciate those for super fine ones. Here is a couple of Knipex as well. These have kind of these little flat noses on them. Super handy, but there's not a lot of strength up there. You can even see it just pinching my finger, how much the blade is flexing. But if you're not after that ultimate strength, another variation here to reach down. This one has the same situation as the Klein in terms of, and in fact, that's probably where I realized I couldn't grab along this edge. As you can see, I guess it's all dirty here, but as you can see, it doesn't close down. So it's hard to have, even though it is textured there, it doesn't close very, very far down that. And then for the really fine stuff, I like the snap-on. Check that out. Even on the little one, it just allows you, sometimes instead of just grabbing this, you want to grab more of something. And if you can only grab it at the tip, let's say I was grabbing, I'm going to grab this piece right here. It doesn't matter because I can't get any more purchase than wherever that first point of contact is. Whereas if I grab it with these Knipex here, you can see, actually this is tapered too, but you get the idea. That's even worse. Worse example. Let me find something flat here. How about a blade? This will work. Here we go. So if I grab this little knife blade here, you can see I can grab a lot more of it, whereas on the Klein, you can see I'm only grabbing the tip of it right there. It's hard to see it because it's so small, but that's what I was after. Is that a big deal? No. But I'm always kind of intrigued by different Knipex pliers, so I went with those. Of course, there's always the standard. This thing is iconic, probably the single most important kind of a variation off of the standard slip joint plier is the needle nose. And then I just love the expansion, the evolutionary explosion of needle nose, quality needle nose in all kinds of different directions. I had some Crescents that were like this, the newer Crescents, and they weren't that impressive. I've had some of the Craftsman. I about got rid of those, the new ones, because they just don't hold. I don't know what they're using, some kind of spring steel or something. But anyway, that's my new addition. Is it worth it? It's worth 35 bucks or something. If you don't have a pair of bent needle nose pliers, serious ones like these, not just a slight angle change, then yeah, I would highly recommend this. And do you need the big fancy, cushion grip handle? Sometimes I find those a little bit easier to operate because there's more meat, and like, you know, I have a larger hand, so it's easier to wrap around something that's got a little bit more there. However, I haven't minded these little tiny Kleins, and they're about as thin as they get. I mean, even these snap-ons are thicker. So anyway, there it is. The Knipex 3871 200 70-degree offset needle nose plier. Without cutter, by the way. And with that, Doc out.